All right, YouTube, it is Mr. Mean coming at you this fine Saturday afternoon about 3:30 p.m. I hope everyone is doing well. Let me change this view here. Let's go like that. There we go. A little better now. I hope everyone is doing well. Today's video du jour is Ronin Fantasy AGE Core Rulebook 2.0. But first, just a little disclaimer. I got a head cold. I'm on the tail end of it. I was supposed to have run this last Monday, but I started a new job, A, and B, I was sicker than dog's snot. I just had a really bad cold, and I just didn't want to try and fight to try and run a game, you know, when you're not feeling well. So I apologize to everyone on the Discord that wanted to play. Hopefully this Monday night will be fine, and we will be excited to play. So first of all, I want a disclaimer. I want to get this out, get this off my chest. I love Green Ronin. I've supported Green Ronin for years since they've been out. They sent me to Gen Con back in like 1995, 93, I don't even remember. And they were awesome. I ran Mutants and Masterminds forum. I ran a bunch of D&D 3.5 using their Book of the Righteous with their paladins and anti-paladins and everything for D&D 3.5 back in the day. So, and I mean, they were great. They sent me home with so much swag. It wasn't funny, and it was really funny because I remember Nicole saying, "The more you take, the less we have to carry home." And I was like, okay, well, shouldn't have told me that because I loaded up. And this is back in the days of, you know, D&D 3.5, and it was a glut. There was so much material out there. Green Ronin had a ton of stuff. So, again, nothing but love for Green Ronin. I really enjoy their products. But they've taken, along with Modifius and a couple other companies in the gaming industry that use Shop. Let me get my phone here. Shop, I just sent a very terse email to Green Ronin customer service. And if anybody from Green Ronin watches this, please don't take it as a personal attack. I was just extremely frustrated because I've been dealing with Shop now for about a year, and I hate every dealing I have with them is just annoying. So I want to, here we go. Where's home? So if you don't know, it's a blue circle and it says Shop in white letters. That's kind of the home page. I know that probably doesn't do a whole lot, but as you can see, order updates. There's the Green Ronin GM screen. And it says Green Ronin online store shipped priority mail. That's all it says. So if I click on it, then it brings me into the app, and look, it says it's processing. We couldn't find a tracking number. This is on every order I deal with when I deal with Shop. Now, of course, I bought the GM screen, because I love Fantasy AGE. I have all the books for first edition. They're still in my collection. I did not get rid of them, even when I heard that 2.0 was coming out. In fact, here's the 2.0 rulebook, which I bought a couple weeks ago, about a week and a half ago. Actually, I bought it a week and a half ago at Barnes & Noble's here in town. I was going through the mall, and they happened to have a copy on the shelf. And so I was like, sweet, I'll buy it. And I don't mind supporting Barnes & Noble's because I think they're a pretty decent store. So anyway, I was reading it. I really liked the new changes that they made in 2.0. And so I was excited. I posted on my Discord, hey, does anybody want to play a one-shot of Fantasy AGE? I have a great idea for a one-shot adventure. And if you'd be interested in playing, you know, we have a process on my Discord there. We have a little form that the prospective GM fills out, and the players just say that they want to play and yada, yada, yada. So anyway, I got enough people that said they wanted to play. So I said, sweet, I'm going to run Fantasy AGE. I said, oh man, if I'm going to run it, I better get the GM screen. So I bought the PDF, and then I realized, well, I'm going to get the PDF. I might as well spend a couple dollars more and get the physical GM screen. I have first edition. I don't know what's different. I can't find all my little dry erase things for the GM screen. So I'll just reorder it, you know, and have it and have all the new material and everything and the pamphlet that comes in it. So that's what came today. So today's video du jour is, in that long ranted way, and I do apologize, Fantasy AGE 2.0 GM screen. I have the 1.0 GM screen, and I think it's sitting right here. there's the 1.0 GM screen. So you can see the screen is somewhat different. Now, just like first edition, the second edition appears to come with a bunch of goodies, which I'm pretty excited about. Second edition GM screen, first edition GM screen. So very similar, not as glossy apparently. So anyway, very excited to have it in my grubby little paws. But my to get back to shop, so I can finish up that rant, and then we can move on to looking at the Fantasy Age GM screen and all of its contents. They don't give you any tracking information. It tells you every time they can't get it. I don't know if Shop gives some sort of discount or something to Green Ronin or Modifius or these other companies that use Shop. But I'm telling you right now, as a customer, as a paying customer who's buying your products, there is nothing more frustrating than having to fire up an app to track my tracking when you could just put a tag in the email. You're already sending me an email, so put the tracking number in there, or tell Shop to put the tracking number in there. But you click on track shipping, and of course it brings up a QR code that you've got to scan with your phone to get to it. Then it opens up the Shop app, and God forbid you don't have the app installed on your phone. Now you've got to install the app. I'm just saying this is a convoluted process that is way more complicated than it needs to be. Just give me the fucking tracking number and let me go to USPS or UPS or whoever and track my own damn package. I don't know what benefit Shop is giving to these businesses, but it ain't worth it as far as customer frustration, because I'll tell you, I'm not gonna shop through Green Ronin anymore. I want to give them my money. I want to do business with them, but I don't want to have to freak out and wonder where I buy and get sent a lot of gaming materials. I get packages every week, sometimes multiple packages in a day from game companies and product that I review. And this is just a pain in the ass. And I'm not going to use it. It's just that simple. So I apologize for the rant and the profanity. It is not my intent to harass or upset anybody at Green Ronin or Shop. I just think Shop has a garbage product and they need to improve upon it. And if Green Ronin's getting some benefit, then I am glad for them. But just know that it frustrates your customers beyond no end. And I'm not going to use it anymore. It's that simple. Companies, I stopped buying stuff directly from Modifius because of the same reason. They use Shop and you can't track your package. It's useless. They send you an email. Shop sends an email saying your product's been ordered. It's on its way. Track your package. Then you click tracking and it doesn't tell you anything. There's nothing more frustrating than just, idiocracy. And that's all it is. So anyway, I'm off my rant. Don't use Shop. I'll buy from Amazon or my local game store from now on. I won't. I'm sad to say, Green Ronin, I won't be purchasing directly from you if you continue to use Shop. And that goes for Modifius and anybody else who uses Shop. I don't know what the benefit is, but it ain't worth it in my opinion. So anyway, Fantasy Age GM Screen 2.0. God, I like that they went away from the glossy screen. I'm looking at the other screen and it's very glossy. This is very matte, or mate, depending on how you want to say it. Awesome art on the front, as you can see, just like the first GM screen. And then on the inside is all of the information you need to run your game. It's very sturdy, as you can tell. I like it a lot. I'll actually go through. I'm assuming it has everything we need. Yeah, there's major actions, minor actions, and variable actions, ability checks. So it looks very much similar to the first edition GM screen. I'm sure they've cleaned up a little bit here and there. Yeah, there's weapons on here, experience point rewards. Yeah, so it's kind of pretty much the same as the original. There might be one or two things that are different. But really what you're here for is you're here for the Game Master's Toolkit. This will have some neat stuff. They have a peril pool that they've adopted from one of their other games. I think it's The Expanse. I can't remember. There's a lot of optional rules. 2.0, and they also give you printouts of the character sheet and all the GM sheets, so you can scan those. I mean, you can download them, but it's still nice to have it. Some people don't have access to the internet or don't have access to a printer, so being able to take this somewhere and scan it and copy it that's a nice touch. I mean, I know it seems a little archaic, but I think it's still relevant because not everybody has access to a printer at home. So that's nice. The daring pool, the peril pool, peril activations, and there's just a whole bunch of great information in here for a player and the GM. All kinds of things. Cool art as always. Let's see, does it say? This is the hazard compendium. So this is all different types of hazards. So that'll actually come in handy Monday night when I run the game. And then, of course, the thing that really matters. They seem a little more flimsy than the originals from the first edition James Green. I could be wrong. Again, I can't find mine, so I can't attest to that. But they do seem a little on the thinner side, but they are laminated or coated so that you can write on dry erase or wet erase. But you have a sheet for grenades and the combat tracker. Now, mine's in my bag over there for tonight's game, but I printed this off and I laminated it myself so that I could have this, because I think this is a better combat tracker than what I was using for Pathfinder 2nd Edition. So dual purpose, getting some extra benefit out of the products that you purchase is always good. So one of the sheets is a combat tracker, and then grenades. One of the sheets is common conditions. So, and it's, if you can see that, common conditions front and back. And then just major actions. This is a sheet for all your major. There's 2 of these for major actions, and then there's 2 basic combat stunts, basic spell stunts, basic exploration, and basic social stunts. So 2 of those that, GM can hold on to one, the players can share one. Or again, I bought the GM kit so I can print multiples of these and give every player one. I'm hoping my local group that gets together tonight, when we're ready to take a break from Pathfinder, that they'll want to play Fantasy Age, because it is one of my favorite fantasy settings and mechanics. And you guys talk about I don't like D6 systems, and I say it myself that I don't like D6 systems. But here's proof that I do, because Fantasy Age is 3d6 dice pool with 1 die being a different color. That's your stunt die. If you play Dragon Age, it's your dragon die, and I'm sure Expanse and other games have a cool name that they give it. But I gotta say, I'm much more pleased with the matte coating instead of the glossy coating. And I'm not gonna say the glossy coating is nice, but you can see with my light in here, you can see the shininess and everything. And see. And then if I do this one, you don't see hardly any. You can see some light. So much better. Still both useful GM screens. I love the landscaped GM screens. So even if I repurpose this and just put my own GM screen inserts, on the inside of it, and leave this out because it's nice, cool, generic fantasy art, I could do that. But if I'm going to do that, I might as well just run Fantasy Age right off the bat. So, but I have it. And I honestly think, let's just look real quick. Let's see if the stuff is the same. I'll bet you 10 to 1 it is. Spell stunts, combat stunts. Yeah, they laid out stuff a little differently, but it's pretty much the same. Armor, shields, grenades, experience points, yeah. So it's pretty much all the same. They just move some stuff around, but it's pretty much exactly the same. So I don't know what else you could have added on there. Hazard category, attack roll modifiers. Yeah, it's the same exact. It's pretty much the exact same GM screen. It's just on a matte coating. It's not as glossy, and it's. If I could put it back together, it's I don't know. It's a little nicer. It feels. Oh, it's actually thicker. It's a little bit thicker, not by much, but it is a little bit thicker. Yeah, it sure is. So that's nice. That means a little more durability. I did like this one because you could technically write on this because of this glossy coating. You could write on it and highlight something if you wanted to. At one time I highlighted and read the main bad guy's weapons so that I had it, readily, because I was kind of winging it. So good information there. And again, these things are awesome, and the new social stunts are going to be awesome, because now there's the new envoy, which, you know, you could basically make a bard if you wanted to. I mean, the envoy is pretty cool, especially if you have those. I have one player in my group that usually likes to play like the face of the group, and so having an envoy now as a character class is fantastic. So if you haven't checked out Green Ronin's Fantasy Age using their Age mechanics adventure game engine, please do. And if you have any interest in games like Dragon's Age, which uses Fantasy Ages, you know, so basically Green Ronin was approached by, I believe it was Bethesda, and said, you know, hey, make a game system for this. And they did. They made Dragon's Age, and it was a really big hit. And all the Green Ronin fans said, we want our own system, you know, that doesn't, you know, necessarily rely on Dragon's Age. And so they did. They came out with Fantasy Age, and it was a big hit, and it's been really good. The one thing I will say about Green Ronin is they are a very small company. I think there's only 4 or 5 employees, maybe even less. And it takes forever to get product out from them, which is kind of sad, you know, because players are ravenous. We chew up. I mean, I've already got the GM screen now, and now I'm like, what's next? You know, give me a bestiary, give me a you know, a layers book. But the good part is with the new Fantasy Age book, this is basically your GM book, your player's guide, and your player's compendium or companion all in one book. So if you don't have it, you can buy this, and now you've got all 3. So if you didn't have Fantasy Age First Edition, you don't have to go out and buy those other 2 books costing more money. You could just buy this and pretty much have everything that's in those books. Mine did get a little banged up a little bit, I noticed, and it must have been just sitting on the shelf or whatever. But, you know, it's not the end of the world. I'll survive. And if it gets too bad or starts splitting or whatever, I'll take it back to Barnes & Nobles and get another one, because I bought it on my credit card and I can prove that I bought it, yada, yada, yada. So just wanted to do a quick video, a little rant about shop. I do apologize. I kind of went off there, but it just annoys me. I don't know if you guys feel the same way. Put it notes down in the doobly-doo. Thumbs if you liked it, subs if you loved it. As always, help support the Meanie Army, the Horde, by joining our Discord. There'll be links in the doobly-doo. Support me on Patreon. Support me on Ko-Fi. Buy me a coffee, it used to be called, but now it's Ko-Fi. It's ko-fi.com/Mr. Mean Speaks. You can see it there in the upper left-hand corner of your screen. That money comes directly to me. I appreciate it if it works for you. It really helps the channel. I put all that money back into the channel. My next step is to buy a new camera for miniature painting. These little HP 1080p webcams just can't really cut it. I have a sister channel called Mr. Mean Paints, and I paint miniatures and stuff like that. So I would love to get that going. If that's something you're interested in, again, leave a note down there, you know, and let me know. The engagement, YouTube loves to see that engagement. We're up to just over 1,300 subscribers. So thank you so much to everybody for subscribing to the channel. It means a lot. Post those comments. You know, if you hated the video, if you didn't like the rant, I'm a jerk, whatever, put it down in the comments. I mean, I try to respond to every comment, you know, and you guys are awesome. So as always, peace and hair grease. And remember, Mr. Mean says, where it is. I got to go here to my recordings here. I gotta make sure I got this right. That ain't it, is it? There we go. Here we go. All right, guys. As always, Mr. Mean, high-tech production quality here, guys. Have a good one. Thank you so much. And as always, peace and hair grease. And remember, Mr. Mean says, be nice.